Hello success enthusiasts, Dr. Simone here. As always, welcome back to my channel, Dr. Simone Says. Before we get started, let me give you a couple seconds to thumbs up this video. You know that helps me a ton. And then if you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button below. Alright, so give you a couple seconds to get that done. Alright, thank you very much. That wasn't hard at all. Feel free to share this video with your friends, family, anybody. But today I just have a quick question for you. And we're friends, so we can share specific details, right? So my question is, what's your IQ score? What's your IQ level? Do you know? I don't know mine. I've never taken the intelligence quotient test, but I am more interested in a different IQ level today, and that is your IQUIT level. See, your IQ score has to do with your God-given intelligence, but your IQUIT level, well, my dear, that's something you choose and set for yourself. You know, lots of times when I'm talking with people, they see achievements and degrees and they say, oh, you know, you take tests and you get A's. You've had it easy. Not necessarily, because having a high IQ level or academic strength and prowess means absolutely nothing if you have a low IQUIT level. So high IQ, low IQUIT doesn't really match with successful minded people and success enthusiasts. So today I want to talk about your IQUIT level, your IQ level. And quite frankly, that's the one that truly matters in my opinion. So when I was younger, most of you know I was born in Ohio but raised in Jamaica. Both of my parents are Jamaican. So at a young age, they decided that one of my brothers and I, we were going to go to Jamaica and do school. So it was great, you know, we had traveled to Jamaica, you know, as kids and spent vacations, 2-3 weeks, but vacationing in Jamaica is totally different from living in Jamaica. So literally overnight, I was submerged. I was taken from my comfort zone of Ohio, my friends, my nuclear family, and I was placed in Jamaica. And, you know, it was a boarding school and it was a new experience for me. And so when I went to high school, that's really when I had to challenge and push and elevate my IQ level, my IQUIT level. So I can remember that it was hard when I first went to high school. I'm a class of 99, Westwood High School for life. But it was difficult because I was different. I was odd. And I remember there were times when I would cry because people were mean at first, you know. And I didn't understand. I'm so nice, you know. How can people just be so randomly mean? Now, I have always had a quick tongue. I will be honest with you. So I always had something, you know, snappy to say back. But still, you know, who really wants to live in a place of such negativity where you're constantly trying to, you know, tell somebody off? I mean, you know, I don't like doing it. I'll do it if I have to, but that's not really where I like to dwell. And so one time in particular, I was at home at my grandmother's house, and I called my father in the States and I said, you know, Dad, I want to come home. You know, I've had enough of this. It really, I mean, I can do school in Ohio, you know, I'm good. And he told me no. He said no. He said, look, you have a choice. You can quit or you can stick it out and you can force others or empower others, encourage others to rise to your occasion. And if they can't, you keep it moving. And that really changed my perspective on lots of things. He also said something that stood out to me. He said, if everybody hates you, that's a problem. But if everybody loves you, that's a dilemma. He said, because that means that you stand for nothing, you're a people pleaser, and you're spineless. And I said, whoa, you know, that's a lot to really take in as a child, but it helped to redefine my friendship goals, and it really helped to redefine my personal goals and what I really stood for. And so fast forward, God was good. You know, I did well academically. Like I said, you know, academics has always been something that I have excelled in, you know, thanks to God. But my IQ level, that's something I have had to work on, my IQUIT level. So, you know, I was able to master high school. I enjoyed it. You know, I loved it. It truly helped to create a good foundation for me, not only academically, but just personally. Well, here it is. I was in an all-girls boarding school with strict rules and regulations and structure, and I liked that. I did well in that. I understood it. It was routine. Then one day I wake up and I'm at the University of Dayton, go Flyers. And it was totally shocking. It was new for me. Well, not only were there boys sitting beside me, but now I'm in regular clothes and people are so laid back. People are eating in class. People are walking into class late. People are talking during class. And all of this is like blasphemy, in my high school. So it was once again a culture shock, uncomfortable. And people didn't understand me. My accent was extremely thick and my jargon was totally different. My cultural norms were totally different. And so it was painful. And there were times when I thought to myself, ooh, I wish I could just go back to Jamaica, complete sixth form and go to college there. I could do it. I understood that situation. But I decided to challenge and elevate my IQ level, my I quit level. So I said no, because if I quit now, then that will just begin a ripple effect of quitting and quitting and quitting. Because the first time you quit, it's difficult. You feel bad. You feel, disgusted with yourself. The second time you quit, you're angry, but you get over it. But the third, fourth, fifth time, it becomes commonplace and common nature. And I didn't want that. I wanted to leave the comfort zone, which is really more like a familiar zone, right? Because 9 times out of 10, we're not comfortable. It's just more familiar. But that limits us. So I decided, no, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to once again apply myself academically and I'm going to try and master this situation, I can do this. So I did. I elevated my I quit level. Even though I didn't fit in, once again, I was different. Everything did not make sense to me. History class was so very hard for me. Honestly, I find it somewhat boring, but it was just different. It was different than, in many ways. So anyway, here it is now. I've mastered college and I'm enjoying it. And then I go to Miami. Whole new setting. And I'll be honest with you, not a lot to complain about when it comes to Miami, right? The only problem was I was on a loan or a med school loan budget. And in Miami, that dwindled rather quickly. Student loan money, you think I'm getting this big amount? Yeah, right. When you try paying bills and buying food and, just the daily living cost of Miami, it goes rather quickly. So there were times when I had a big test the next morning and I was hoping and praying that somebody would say, hey, let's go and study at my house. And usually at their house, they had food. Yay! Because there were times when I looked into my fridge and like I said, I would have a big test the next morning and all I had was juice, crackers, and butter. Not peanut butter, just regular butter. And then I look in my wallet and I would have just enough money to either put gas in my car to get to my test the next morning or buy food. And if I bought food, I wouldn't have gas, so I couldn't take the test anyway. So there were a lot of times when I wanted to quit, when I wanted to throw in the towel. I figured, I have family and friends in Ohio. I can easily go to a school closer to home, and this would be easy. It would be comfortable. But I didn't give in. I elevated, I pushed my I quit level, my IQ level. So there were also times when I remember friends would say, hey, can you drop me off, at home? My sister took the car today. And I'm looking at my gas tank and it's below E. E, it was below E. So I have just enough fumes to possibly get home and maybe back to school the next morning. But I definitely didn't have enough gas to take a friend home or to the store, then do what I need to do. But you don't want to be embarrassed, even though they're friends, you don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want to be that girl. So I would say yes, and I would hope and pray that they would offer gas money. And most of the time they did. And Danielle and Jamie and Emma, thank you so much, because there were times when had you not offered gas money, I would not have been able to get to school the next morning. So thank you for putting food in my belly and gas in my car. But yeah, it was rough. I wanted to quit. I wanted to quit and go back to what was comfortable, what was my comfort zone. And then there was another time I didn't have a car. And here it is, I'm living alone in Miami as a lady, and I'm having to get up and get on public transportation to get to school on time. And it's like I'm leaving the house at like 5:30 to get to school by 8. Well, that wasn't too bad because nobody was out at that time. But what was really difficult was having to wait at the bus stop at the end of class when everybody's around, all of your peers, everybody's seeing you, waiting by the bus stop, trying to look nonchalant, seeing the bus coming down the street thinking, should I get on the bus and risk embarrassment in front of my peers, or should I let the bus go by knowing full well I should be on that bus and then risk being in Miami after dark by myself? Embarrassment. Sometimes I had to embrace the embarrassment and push my IQ level, push my I quit level. See, what I've realized is you don't have to be the strongest. You don't have to be the prettiest. You don't have to be the most popular. You don't have to have the most degrees. But you do need to have a high, off the chart, unattainable I quit level. For me, I try not to even think of an I quit level because that means that there will be some point where I will just give in. And I don't ever want to reach that point. I don't ever want to allow myself to reach that point. Which brings me to another great thing about your I quit level. See, your IQ score, your intelligence quotient, that's something that is, for all intents and purposes, is God-given, right? You can definitely be born with certain talents, and it's not only academics. I'm talking about just, natural talents, skills, vocations, and you can improve upon them, right? But some things are just natural, and so you kind of have to deal with the hand you were given. But when it comes to your I quit level, that you get to choose. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that empowering? Doesn't that make you feel like, look, I get to choose whether or not I succeed? It's not something that's dictated or written in the books. I get to choose and write my own future. That's so very awesome in my opinion. So your intelligence quotient, you were born with that. But your IQ level, your I quit score, you choose that. So the next time you feel yourself down and out and you want to throw in the towel and you want to walk away, remember, you have the choice of elevating, pushing, challenging, increasing your IQ level. This is Dr. Simone, as always.